Good day, lords and ladies, and welcome back to Wildermyth. It's been a little while since we've come back to this game, but a new story arc has been dropped, and it's been a pretty important update as well. See here, the Adina Gremling changes. This is actually fairly important because it adds a whole load of new features, adds a bunch of new pets. It also reworks how the arcane warding, which was a form of defense, works in this game. So it overhauls a lot of stuff. So let's dive right in, shall we? New story. So, if I believe... Here we go. The Sun Swallower's Wake. Forgotten Tyrant returns to this Talon-torn land in the Grey Reaches. Blood betrays blood, bonds are kept, bonds are broken, and the feathered thief who ate a piece of the sun hungers still for more. A 3-chapter campaign for legacy heroes with multiple threats. So yeah, this is going to be a fairly imposing challenge, because you can see here, as you read them, it normally tells you what the threats are, like the relative difficulty of the scenario. And in the last couple, they seem to be much more aimed at campaigns where it's legacy focused. They have added some more stuff down here, like Legacy 5 chapter. These been in here for a while, but like the Sun Swallower's Wake is the new scenario. So let's check it out. The main enemy is Deepists, so we can't change that. Difficulty can be custom if we wish. We could have mods turned on if we wanted to. I need to really go back and have a look at if there have been any more new custom mods that have been added, which would be interesting to play. Because this game is just ripe for development with mods. We can change the difficulty if we want. We could have whatever kind of difficulty we want here. So let's see. Tragic hero, no. We're just going to go adventurer. Adventurer all the way. Because I find adventurer to be a relatively good blend when you're going into scenario. Tragic hero is not bad, but the higher up the difficulty you get, the less time in game you get to play. I have found in my experience, it's a trade-off between fun and basically having to metagame it. Where the longer you spend in game, the harder the enemies become, and with higher difficulties, the less time you can really spend in game. So we'll go with Adventurer, which is normal difficulty in my experience. I think Tragic Hero isn't too bad. We could go Tragic Hero if we wanted to. I don't tend to do that though. So let's just have a normal difficulty, and we'll check out the new story. If we find it too easy, we can always mess around with the difficulty settings. Okay, actually, what's Tragic Hero difficulty? I don't know. Could always just go custom and just literally have Tragic. I don't know. This is one of the things. I think it's going to stay with Adventurer. Here we go. We have to have a... I believe we actually get... Yeah, we do. We get pick from Legacy, pick from Legacy, pick from Legacy. Oh, so this actually is a full-on Legacy campaign. Interesting. Recommended 8. Okay, for advanced, starting calamities. Calamities make the game harder. The recommendation is based on difficulty level and which legacy heroes you start with. Okay. Good to know. So it's recommending us the lowest level of calamity. We can pick from the legacy. So who do we want to pick up? Like, we have a lot of heroes at this point. Yeah, sorry, the game is a bit sluggish for some reason. I don't know why. Okay. Okay, I'm on. So basically, it's telling us to pick legacy heroes. That's a wanderer. Warrior, hunter, hunter. Okay, let's pick a different warrior. Like, he's been one of our go-to warriors for a long time, so I might take him. We could take Harper Mill, that could be interesting. Harper Mill might be nice, because I do like having her with her great sword. 3 choices are available. Okay. So if we take her, what do we want to take? 2 reactions per turn is always very nice to get. More health. Melee attacks only cost 1. That's always nice. Longer reach. Paladin. Aid is always nice. Broad strike. That's pretty potent as well. If Dane ends her turn by moving, she will automatically enter Guardian, which is basically the counter strike stance, which is always very nice. Broad swipes. Melee damage deals 3 damage to all other foes in range. Yeah, that's pretty good. So let's take her. I mean, Paladin is actually really good to get. Because that automatically enters Guardian, so we don't actually have to set it up. I'm going to grab that. Vigilance, which means she'll get extra reactions. Battle Dancer, which means her attacks can take 1 action, and so that's great. So we take her. She can be the warrior. I do like having Visa. She's a hero we've had a lot of times before. I mean, there's a number of really nice characters. Like her, she's a really good hunter. She's good as well as a ranger, like a rogue build, like stealth. Man, we don't actually have a lot of higher level characters, unfortunately. A lot of level 1s. I would like to have a wizard, to be honest. I really like her. Having her PaulyD in the party is always really cool because I love her abilities. So let's grab her. We'll go with a ranger. We'll go with a ranger, hunter. We'll go with a ranger, warrior, and a mage. Spirit Blade is always lovely. When an ally stands directly adjacent to an infused object, gain +1 damage, not bad. Humanist applies poison to enemies who step next to it. Bad. Elementalist. Yeah, so the similar to say, warding has been changed. It basically now acts as temp HP rather than armor. So just you have to be aware of that. We'll go with that. We'll grab Elementalist and Humanist. So this is passive. Applies passive bonuses when step next to these things. And those things don't burn, but it gives us an upgrade to various things. That's nice, but I like these ones because it gives us more options to infuse with objects and get different outcomes. So we grab her. Man, they're really going. It might go just 10. We'll pick a legacy. And we need to pick a hunter. Yeah, we'll pick Ash. And we'll pick, because she's my dedicated like ranger normally. After a ranged attack against her or any adjacent ally, so that's basically return fire. Sharpshooter. Sharpshooter and archery are a really good combination because it removes minimum ranges and allows her to counter fire. It's good to take out ranged foes. The rest are actually pretty good as well. Like they recommended 16, let's go 10. So we've got a good party set up. Let's see where we go from here. Now the game is going to develop all the feeds. Okay, so it's, as you can see, the game's put a lot of things in. It's basically boosted all the enemies up based on our characters. So it wanted us to have like 16, which is pretty high. Okay, so it's got slingers have been added. Those guys get improved armor. A lot of the dragon guys have been added. Extra health, extra damage. A couple of extra foes have been added. Extra health, and yeah, so it's not great, but it's doable. Yeah, so that's not the worst thing in the world. I believe we're dealing with the deep cultists, which basically means that these guys are going to be a pain, and we had to focus on dealing with them. Okay. Meeting at the Ilbrick Inn. This sprawling valley, those towering peaks, you feel the shape of them in your blood. They are as they were when life was young, when the first of our people set foot upon the untilled soil. Those were cold days, stumbling days, but we were not alone. There were beasts of the earth, of lake and stream, of the sky, and other shapeless things, both willful and strange. Some came with friendship, others with mischief, and one day over our lowly hovels swooped a vulture. She was known to us by name and rumour, the mighty sun thief, cunning, precious, covetous. Insatiable in her appetites, she conquered and devoured, and thirsted after all that shone and sparkled, jewels and gems and the stars and moon. And most of all, she desired the sun. So up to the sky's very rim she soared. With her beak she tore it down and carried it back to her mountain. When the sun shone only at vulture's whim, and the land fell into bitter winter. So it was then we came to the valley. Cruel winds froze the blood in our veins, long nights stole our children and our old, and in the midst of our mourning, Vulture appeared. She claimed us as her subjects, and she offered us a span of sunshine, a warm and precious year. In return, we would pay her tribute, the corpses of our dead. We refused. Incensed, Vulture spread her wings and departed. But when we lay asleep, she returned, clutching in her talons a lick of sun flame. It burgeoned into a mighty blaze, and consumed all that we had built. But courage sometimes is born from great anguish. So they attacked her. Think that was the end of the old bird? Says Dane. So did our ancestors actually set her aflame? Flames charred her flesh, melted her feathers, but the malice so pure and pungent which dwelt in the vulture's heart would not perish. Gnarled and misshapen she arose, hissing her hatred and vowing revenge. Imagine being too hateful to die like a normal thing. She's a regular pest in a lot of the old stories, always popping up to eat us and steal our joy. My nan had a big old book of stuff like that, rocked me to sleep with it. Always liked a talking animal. And there, that should do it. I've gotten sort of used to the old drip drop. Wonder if I'll miss it. Hey, you good with doors? Sure, but don't you have a regular house mender for stuff like this? Out here, I'm lucky if I see some face twice, more or less an odd jobber. First it was the floods, now it's rumours of kidnappers and beast worshippers. Not a lot of folk willing to risk the road. Just get the adventuring types mostly. Not that I'm complaining. Get to meet some real heroes sometimes. Why, soon as I saw you, I thought, how about those two? Says Dane. The woman turns around. The dusty road that stitched this yondering together are riddled with inns like Gersaz. Here weary feet can stall while empty bellies are filled with and words are traded. News and rumours, tales and song, like seeds lodged in a traveller's shoe, they take root wherever they drop. You up from the river towns? Can you tell me if Crusty Jordan ever finished his new windmill? Did you see it? Bigger than before? Asked the woman. One of the travellers hesitates. They exchange looks. Don't worry, you'll get a chance to tell me all about it. I'll get ready the rooms. 3 heroes meet at an inn. Sounds like the start of one of Nan's stories. The 3 women exchange looks. Imagine it's a lonely work running a place like this. Here on a job too? What? You mean roof fixing? Just fell in my lap. Never been one to turn down work when it's offered. What are you thinking, Melisi? I wouldn't say no to help. Job like this, we'll probably need it. Their story isn't all new to Dane. Cultists have plagued the peoples of these lands as far back as he remembers, and lately it seems every new sun brings another grim tale of their doings, abductions, pilfering, and worse. The faces you meet on the road are too often clouded with fear and mistrust. It's not limited to the roads anymore. Homesteads have been ransacked, places like this. What they can't pillage or destroy, no respect for life or craft or art. So the river people tried putting a company together, hiring folks to patrol the roads, root out the cultists. We were the only volunteers. And you were wondering if I... Oh, okay. The woman comes running back. Okay, Are you ready to see my collection? They all exchange looks. That one in the middle is Faye. Passed her a few years ago and let me take. Her sketch really captured her fierceness, don't you think? Some of these people are actually, I think a couple of them are people that we've actually had in our party before. I think maybe it's pulling out of our legacy. There's Suno and Bulgin, of course the amazing Affin Van Spear. Excuse me a second, folks. My wall of heroes, I call it, always looking for new additions. Want me to show you which beds they slept in? No thanks, say the travellers. They exchange looks. By the cracking half, plans are settled. Saving a spot on my wall for all of you, Dane. Don't forget. Few seasons on the road, with no destination in mind, I imagine you must have some stories to tell. A lot of road ahead of us, so you already heard all of mine. Yeah, I probably have. 1 or 2. Not the best at telling them, though, admits the woman. You hear sounds of crying and the sound of weapons clashing. You know what that sounds like? They scramble down the hillside, chasing sounds of scuffling in the canyon entrance, where a traveller is beset. Okay, that's a lot of enemies. The Horned Children are a pain because they'll split up. The Chosen is nasty, it's a champion, so it's going to be dangerous. And these guys have upgrades. Kill all the enemies, protect the traveller. Okay. So we can do let's have a look around and see what we're facing off straight away. If there's enemies coming out of here, we have to be really careful. Dane, I want you to just straight up hit people. Okay. We could Silk Step, which would take an action. It will end our turn though, or we can just straight up shoot them. Yeah, we'll just shoot them. You need to get to safety. Let's infuse this carving. And then we'll discus them for 100% strike, which will kill them outright. Okay. 2 down and a bunch more to go. Okay, remember now, folks, that warding acts as temp HP rather than damage reduction. So that guy is going to be a pain. Big old lad, though, is going to be even worse. What's that? Pinning the big guy would be good, to be honest. Yeah, it's pinned, so it should hobble it, so it shouldn't be able to move. 100% hit chance would be nice as well. So we can get rid of the big one, which was the thing I was worried about. Little guys are going to be a pain, though. Crit hit, so I think that gives her back her action, if I recall. Yeah, it does. Only hit, we get the action back. Attack scenery. We can't do... That's not great. You haven't got Overwatch. Okay. So she might get hit with this, which is a pain. Maybe take that one, put an arrow into that one's chest. Give some extra armor. More of the slingers are turning up. Blocked it, which is fine. Knocked her back, though. That was what I was worried about, though. Okay. You need to go down here and deal with this guy. Yeah, just kill it. And harvest its soul. Dane is in a bad position. But she does have that ability up. And you can shoot this one, dodged. Not great. Get to cover, please. She blocked it, knocked her back. It's not great. Okay. That one ran off somewhere. You're going to go and chop that one down. I'd rather not take any damage if we can help it. She can't see anybody. Move up. Let's infuse this. Yeah, this is going to hurt. Let's Silk Step to the Shadow Plane. Managed to block it. Fantastic. And put an arrow into that one's head. Rightio, starting to get XP. Fantastic. The servants. Can you put the shovel down? Those things are... Hey, you alright? Yes, just... the man grounds. Well, is it a woman? Before falling over. I think they're dead. Autry tried to catch her. Caught me off guard. Poor woman. Think we can carry her back to the inn? No, it is a woman. They take the cart with the woman aside who is groaning. Where? What? Easy now. There's a place up ahead. You're safe while you're with us. Get some rest. By the time they reach the roadhouse, the stranger is fully awake. She calmly declines all offers to treat her wound, accepting only a seat at the table and a bowl of warm broth. She lets the steam bathe her face for a few moments, breathing deeply, then takes the bowl to her lips and drains it. Do they not say that medicine mends the body, while a warm meal restores the mind? You look brighter. Restores the what? Sorry, restores the main? The what? The men? Nah, never heard that one. You live around here? Yes. I've called the Grey Reaches home since I was very young. Grey Reaches? Is that not what you call these lands? Ah, Nan said that was the name a long time ago. This stretch of country, from high atop the greyest peak, all the land in Shadow's Reach, or something like that, had a funny way of naming back then. Yes, some of us still use the name. Shall we go stand by the fire? It occurs to me, friends, that I owe you an introduction. Bratkan is my name. I am a servant. I wouldn't have taken you for. A life of servitude is little valued by some, derided by others. Yet it is a life of my choosing. Other paths presented themselves, easier paths perhaps, but deplorable in my eyes. Through every hardship I have stood by my lady, whilst she endured all the ills and indignities the world would inflict. But now, to have her home overrun by those things, worshippers of false gods. What do they call themselves? Downers? They exchange looks. You were talking about deepists? Ah yes, that's the word. In the roots of our mountain, their tunnels spread and tangle like weeds in our home. Beneath my lady's chair, their leader skulks. And from safety he directs his followers to conquer and pillage. Their numbers grow, they spread, their stronghold all but unassailable, except there are a few passages, entrances which only my lady and I know of. So I came in search of a few brave souls to aid us. Dare I hope that my search is over? She perks up. Bracken's off to bed. Should sleep well tonight after everything. You've been quiet, Visa. Something on your mind? Only pondering our good fortune. But we should meet this woman and she would meet us. Our way forward, how we proceed, there's little left to consider. Well, there is one thing, says the tavern owner. Can't be a real band of adventurers unless you have a name, something catchy like the Dawnlings of the Kindred Star, the Fellowship of the Mask, the Half of Summer. Choose your own name. Let's go with the Brigade of the Code, the Soldiers of the Withering Age, the Hounds of the Horn, the Assembly of Truth, the Kestrels of the Dawn Divided, the Frost Order, the Children of the Cherished Honor, the Minotaur Gang, the Raiders of the Swan, the Owls of Honor, the Order of the Fated Boar. There's actually, they've added some new ones here, to be honest. The Fellowship of the Quest. Let's go with the Fellowship of the Quest, that sounds good. It's perfect, says the tavern owner. Here follows the tales of the Fellowship of the Quest, and over the grey hills they go. Okay. Starting off a mission, clear all hits of sight, locate Grey Mountain. Grey Mountain is down here. So we probably want to sweep, but first things first, what legacy points do we have? Let's grab ourselves a companion. Do you want to pick from the legacy itself straight out? Might be worth it. You can only pick either a mage or a warrior. But I want to grab a warrior, to be honest, early on. What do you want? Vigilance. Yeah, Battle Dancer would probably be a good one, or Aid. Once per combat. That could be useful. We'll probably go with Battle Dancer. Grab the warrior. He's got a sword and shield. Takes most of our legacy points to get him, but we want to recruit him. Yeah, let's grab him. There comes soon a night when Dane's path puts her down again, and at the old inn door. From outside, the innkeeper hopelessly chatters sounds like merry music. Even clambered on my roof, that woman, and was able to fix the leak. Course, I used to wash my neck from the drip. Like, even clambered on my roof, that woman, and it was able to fix the leak. Course, I used to wash my neck from the dripping water that was from the drip that was dripping. So now You got dinner still, don't you, or is it just talk? Says Dane. Dane Harpermill, you're back already? Got kicked out? Come inside. There's at least a beggar's bowl left. Trail hap to bring me back. I'll stay the night again if I'm welcome. You'll never be a stranger under this roof. It's half yours, says the tavern owner. Dane's fed, and it takes a little prompting to get her to recount recent days and talking big about the coming spring, coming summer. I think it's lucky you happened back. The man at my back is surely a legend in his own right, at least to us, on this patch of earth. Legend is a lot to live up to, says the man. It'll be a match. It'll be the match everyone's wanting. You two together, it'll inspire 1,000 rhymes. Us together, I wonder how you mean that, says the man. You do look like you've been holding your words in. Sorry, says the gentleman. Yeah, so, Dane, let me honour the moment and make this formal. Folks know me for my flair and for my wit, and for the way my gaze rakes a sunlit field, but they also know I'm someone to depend on. I'm strong, and so... He looks at her. If you're the warrior Gulsar's been singing about all night, if your company's called the Fellowship of the Quest, I'd like to join you. They exchange looks. I don't care, really. Yeah, come along if you want. Your name's Joe? Oh, right, Joe Shovelbridge. It's deepists in the mountain. Can you help with that? I always start with doubting someone, but I'll be pleased to let you prove me wrong. Had my share of run-ins. Alright, he mutters. Share a drink? She offers him a bottle. A first drink, he replies. They smile. Whoa, chill. Whoa, chills. I'm getting chills. Okay, so we're recruiting him. Yeah. Let's get him recruited. Take us a couple of days to get his gear all put together. Once that's done... Yeah, he's in the party now. So what is he riding around with? Tier 1 stuff, some fire sword. Not bad actually, Avenger is nice. Queen's Axe. Pretty good actually. But now we can go out onto the adventuring itself. Let's take everyone and go. We don't have much time before the first calamity turns up. And it's straight into deepists. Okay. Headland of Teria has been revealed. What is it? Bottle blind, occupied by deepists. Heartwood have captured and hide have captured. Okay, that's not too bad. It's a hide, it's a hunter's hide. Okay, let's go and attack. Hot on the trail of a band of enemies. Our intrepid party races through the woods. Well, less racing and more, says Melissa. She looks over her shoulder. Look, Who knew they would be able to hide that well? It's not a very dense forest. Does anyone hear that? I hear yelling. Help! Anyone! Let's go, says Joe. I smell... burning? Says this, Vicer. The woods are on fire. I got that, yeah, says Malaise. The Fellowship of the Quest rush to put out the flames. Till they hear more coughing. Phew! A man emerges from it. Thank you, he splutters. That got a little out of hand. Did the Deepest set it? So did the Deepest set that? What? No. It was a controlled burn, says the man. Well, emphasize more on the burning part than the controlled part. Wait, you set the woods on fire? Only some of them, he defends himself. Oh, thank goodness, otherwise it might be weird, snaps. Vicer. Burning is also important for these woods. It keeps the fennel down. Fennel? Isn't that a herb? Well, yes, people cook with it, but it grows 6 foot tall and makes these thickets, so you have to burn it in order to save the eagles. So you burn the woods to save the eagles who live in the woods. It's complicated. Now you can see that, mutters the woman. Look, my name is Morwell. I'm here researching fire eagles. Maybe you could help me. Are we setting fire to the eagles? Interrupts Malaise. Malaise. No, they're very rare, says Morwell, disapprovingly. So you want us to hunt one and bring it back to you to study, right? What part of very rare was unclear? Snaps the man. So this is complicated. There used to be boars here, right? Boars were the only things that would eat the fennel. Then people hunted all the boars because, in addition to fennel, they were eating people. That's a problem, yes, says Dane. Not for the boars, presumably, chuckles Lacey. So once they killed the boars off, nothing ate the fennel, and then the fennel would get thicker, and the bunnies loved this because thick fennel meant the eagles couldn't see them. So the fire eagles ultimately starved because they were no boars. The food chain is a harsh mistress, says Vicer. I like bunnies, mutters Dane. Not as much as the eagles did, counters Malaise. Anyway, burning the fennel will keep the bunnies from being able to hide so the eagles won't starve. But that's just the beginning. Now we've got poachers coming in to steal eagle chicks and selling her on the black market. Okay, I guess we can hunt some of these poachers for you. Right, what's in it for us? I don't like poachers, let's go with that. So we're going to hunt the poachers. Thank you so much, it's a big help. Seems like it's the same bunts we were talking about earlier. There's a fire eagle nest about half a mile that way. Take out all the monsters around it. Okay, so yeah. Improved slingers and improved basic fighters. Ooh, and a fire spirit this early on. Oh, that's really good if we can get it. So he's got a fire sword, so we could actually improve his fire sword if we can get him in range. Okay. If that's the case, we're going to need to push. I'm going to put a cut in here, though, folks. I've been Cornish-knight. This has been Wildermyth, and I shall see you all again next time. Goodbye, folks.